I'll just get it from him. Thank you. Back here in between games, Doc Stewart's taking on the Emerald Challengers here at Sweet Johnson Stadium in Eugene. Game 2 going to be coming up in just a moment as we continue on with our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. We get a chance to catch up and continue our player interviews. Jace Johnson out of South Umpqua High School joining us here today. And in full transparency, we did this once already and I forgot to hit record, so hopefully the interview doesn't sound too canned as we try to remake the magic that we had earlier on. But Jace, graduating from South Umpqua High School, how'd you feel like senior year went there? I know we talked about it the first time that things didn't quite go the way you guys were hoping they would, but overall, how'd you feel like, you left things there at South Umpqua?
I think it went pretty good. Like I said, we didn't do what we should have in sports that we did the year before, but with the people that we lost and stuff that we did this year, I think we did okay, but I think we should have made it to state championship in baseball.
Yeah, I know that's always hard, and I mean, things are just tough. The 3A classification was stacked with a lot of really good teams in baseball and in football for you guys, and so a lot of tough teams to try and make your way through. I'll throw a new one at you that we didn't do the first time. Graduation, walking across the stage, getting the diploma. How'd that feel to finish up high school and kind of have that piece of paper that shows, look, I put in the work and we made it across the stage finally?
It was good. I mean, I was looking forward to it, but then it came and it was just another day, and I was kind of over it. I didn't really want to walk, but...
Oh, yeah? Would the family pressure you into that one? Mom and Dad, they want to see that stuff.
Yeah, they wanted me to, but, I mean, I didn't think walking across stage was that big of a deal. Then I looked back, and it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, you kind of happy you ended up doing it then?
Yeah.
Now that the high school's done, we know you did multiple sports, and I asked you this the first time. What's the plan going forward now? I know football and baseball are kind of the big passions for you, but if you had to pick one, what are you hoping to try and continue pursuing?
I think I'm leaning more towards baseball now. It's just love for the game's different, and I like pitching a lot more than football.
Now, we know you've been dealing with a shoulder injury that's kept you out of there kind of defensively and being able to be on the mound. How hard has that been to be dealing with an injury that limits how much you're able to participate and contribute to what the Docs are doing this summer?
It's hard for me. I really want to be on the field, help my team contribute other than just hitting, but we have to take care of it so I can play in the next level, but I really wish I could play right now.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about injuries is you got to just give it time. There's nothing you can really rush through on that. Being able to hit, though, it means you're still able to participate in some of what's going on with the team. When, being limited, what do you focus on when you're, kind of making your way through a season where you're not able to do everything? What has been your focus, knowing that, you can still find ways to contribute to this team?
Just every time I'm in the lineup, doing my best, trying to help us score runs, and then when I'm not in the lineup, just help my teammates, cheering them on, and helping us try to win ball games.
Keeping track of pitch count, it looks like.
Yeah.
He's got the clicker in his hands as we get ready for game 2 here. What's the future? I know everybody's always excited about college and what might happen there, and everybody outside gets big eyes about what might happen to some of the sports stars around the area. What have you been looking forward to going on now that you're done with the South Umpqua Lancers?
I'm looking to go join a good program for baseball and pursue my career and hopefully move up.
Yeah. Last year with Coach Robbins and then this year with Coach Savage, how much have you learned about kind of what it takes to be a college baseball player and what kind of commitment that takes to be successful at that level?
I've learned a lot from both of them, but it takes a lot of determination, a lot of hard work to go to the next level, and the next level is even harder than what we're doing right now.
Yeah. You know, and you guys have a few guys, I know Carson was at UCC with Coach Robbins and redshirted, and Knox was at Clackamas, and Cade was trying to find a program to be on last year as well. How, what have those guys kind of mentioned about what college baseball is like? I mean, does that come up ever with you guys in conversations just about kind of what the next level is like?
No, I haven't really talked about it much, but I've talked with Dom a little bit and asked him how their practices were, and we were talking about it a little bit, but nothing too much.
Okay. All right. Well, you got to lean on those guys. Well, you got those resources there for you. But definitely looking forward to seeing how things work out for you there. We talked about it before. You've got selected to the Shrine All-Star football game, and it sounds like you may not be able to get a chance to participate in that with your shoulder, but just the honor to be in a kind of an all-state football all-star game. What did that mean when you found out that you'd been picked for that game?
It felt really good. My coach was talking about it and told me he was going to put me in, and I thought I had a shot, but I didn't know what it was going to turn out to be like. And then he called me a few weeks later and told me I made the team, but with my shoulder injury, it's kind of upsetting. I can't go out there and play one last time.
Yeah, that's unfortunate to not have that opportunity. I'll wrap things up with you here, and I asked you about this before, so we've covered this topic, and I forgot to hit record, but getting another summer to play with Cade. I know you guys have been lifelong buddies and played sports together, and you guys got a chance to play on the Docks last year together after being at South Umpqua for those years. Getting a chance to kind of reunite, how fun has that been for you guys here this summer?
It's fun. I honestly forgot how much fun it was to be with him, but I like it a lot, and being with my cousin, it just feels natural, and we played together for so long that we can go back and forth with each other and help each other out and out complaining, and it is really nice to have.
Yeah. And I just was thinking about this, that, Drew is one of the young guys on that South Umpqua team that gets an opportunity to play. Being able to kind of see some of those young guys from your high school program being able to be here and step up big on this summer program. How cool is that for you to kind of see those guys that you spent the spring with here making a big deal, and while they're young and maybe make you feel better about where the program's at going forward there at South Umpqua with guys like that are going to be back for next year?
Yeah, Drew's a really good ball player. I mean, I liked watching him, and I like playing with him a lot. And I knew he would more than likely probably make Ducks because just how he did this spring and a few minor adjustments pitching, and his bat's really good, so I figured he would make it with us.
Yeah, well, it's been fun to watch him for sure. All right, Jace, really appreciate it here, and best of luck to you coming up the rest of the summer. Hopefully the Docs got a nice little run in them, and then hopefully we'll see you somewhere next year doing some athletics, hopefully baseball, and we're all excited for it. So best of luck to you, Jace. Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.
All right, Jace Johnson joining us here for a second time. The second one a little bit smoother than the first one. It is our Roseburg Disposal pregame show, getting ready for Game 2 of our doubleheader coming up here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors, at home or on the road, at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving, for all your moving needs.
Game 2 of our doubleheader, just about to get things underway. This is your Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Doc Stewart's win Game 1, 2-1, the final score there. An unearned run coming across for the Challengers in the bottom of the 7th as they cut the deficit in half, but the Doc Stewart's able to hang on for the win. Doc Stewart's getting ready for Game 2, see if they can continue to pull off some magic here in Eugene. And I think most importantly, the Docs know they'll get at least a berth in the play-in round. Now, of course, if they could get the number 1 overall seed, either by sweeping things here today, or I think sweeping this whole series, I should say, against the Challengers, if they could sweep this one. I'm trying to think. So, if that's the case, actually, I said that if the Docs sweep, they'd be the league champion. But I guess you would have a 3-way tie with the Docs, Medford, and the Challengers. So if the Docs were somehow able to pull off what is somewhat would be unexpected, you would have the Docs would have beat the Challengers would have swept Medford would have swept the Docs. So it would be a fun 3-way tie for first if that happens. That's assuming that the Mets Mustangs finish off a 4-game sweep against the Grants Pass Nuggets, which would seem most likely to happen. But so we'll see. Not really sure what would be the tiebreaker factor in all of that if that was the case, but it could be a possibility, especially since the Docs won Game 1 of today's doubleheader. We'll focus first on winning Game 2 of the Twin Bill coming up, which is just about to get underway here in just a few moments. We'll have a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups for both teams here coming up. The lineup card for the Doc Stewart's making its way to the press box, so we'll have that for you here in just a moment. As the Docs look to try and win Game 2 for the Challengers, they're looking to win Game 2 and clinch the outright league title against everybody else in Area 4. So if they can get a win in Game 2, they will get a chance to celebrate an Area 4 league championship with a victory coming up, if that's in the cards for the Challengers here tonight. So we'll see, and we will figure out all of that here in just a few moments to come. So stay tuned for that as we continue on. The live video stream is up and running at 541radio.com, and on our YouTube channel, the live video stream is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. Doc Stewart's finishing out a doubleheader against the Emerald Challengers. When we come back, we'll have your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Game 2 of our doubleheader just about to get underway. Coaches have exchanged lineup cards at home, and they've made their way up here to the booth as well. So the nightcap of our Twin Bill about to get underway for the Doc Stewarts and the Emerald Challengers. Joey Keyran here with you. We'll take a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup here in just a sec. But first, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on The Score.
Doc Stewart's coming in at 17, 13, and 1, 8 and 5 in Area 4 play for the Challengers. 44 and 5 on the year, 11 and 2 in Area 4 league action. Let's take a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Leading things off is going to be Brooks Avery, the shortstop, followed by Carson Dunn, the center fielder. Jace Johnson at third base will bat third, followed by first baseman Daniel Withers. DHing and batting fifth for the Doc Stewarts is going to be Evan Martin. At second base, batting sixth is Logan Anderson. Catching in game 2 will be Waylon McKnight, batting seventh. In left field, batting eighth is Sebastian Watson. And in right field, batting ninth for the Doc Stewarts is Braxton Dill. On the mound for the Doc Stewarts in game 2 will be Cole Collins, getting DH'd for by Evan Martin. They will face off against the lefty, Colin Hernandez, on the mound for the Emerald Challengers, as we give you the Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Give them a call at 673-0363. A little bit of dark smoke that had popped up out in right field. Not sure where that had come from. It was well off in the distance, so not here at the ballpark, but a little nerve-wracking what that might have been coming from, but it appears they must have gotten some water on it. I haven't seen a continuation of the dark smoky clouds out in right field, so that's a good sign for everybody involved. Obviously not a time of year that you are hoping to see any sort of signs of wildfire or fires out there with everything the way it is, so that's good. Brooks Avery looking to catch fire at the plate after going hitless in game 1 in what was a pitcher's duel between the two teams. Evan Corbin and Carter Green combining, giving up just 4 hits between the two teams. 4 hits total for each team. 8 hits total in the game between the two pitchers. Brooks Avery will lead things off against the lefty. First pitch swinging is fouled away, and we are underway in game 2. I was told that Colin Hernandez on the mound was it a perfect game or a no-hitter that he threw in Alaska? Well, either way, it's out of the books now as a leadoff single to left field for Brooks Avery. He will get his first hit of the afternoon against the Challengers. We apologize. We didn't clear off everything off the scoreboard there. It's still a 0-0 ball game. We're just getting things started. 1 on, nobody out, as Brooks Avery will lead things off here in the first inning with a single to left field. Hernandez shut down the two-time reigning Alaska State champions, and when they played up in that tournament up there, had a really strong 1-0 victory, as pitching has been a strength for this Challengers team throughout the season. Hernandez missing high and away to Carson Dunn, with Brooks Avery on at first. The lefty will face Dunn with a 1-0 pitch high and away. Dunn with the home run in game 1. One of 2 home runs hit by the Doc Stewarts in the opener of today's Twin Bill. Avery with a decent lead at first. He likes to run. The pitch goes to the plate. Swung on and missed as Dunn chases outside the strike zone. So 2-1 count here with 1 on and nobody out. Dunn will line one towards center. That ball going to carry enough out to Adam Elliott in center field. And there's 1 away for the Doc Stewarts. Got on top of that ball, but just didn't get enough topspin to drop it into center field for a base hit. 1 out as Dunn flies out. Jace Johnson will bat for the Doc Stewarts. Looking around the diamond, Nate Cook back behind the plate for the Challengers here in game 2 of our doubleheader. Out at first base, Aiden Hazen. At second base, Easton McDonald. On the left side of the diamond, Eli Christ at third. Brock Johnson at short, as a throw down to second base will not be in time. Pitch was in for a strike to Jace Johnson, but a stolen base for Brooks Avery puts him into scoring position with 1 away. Brooks Avery and Carson Dunn, your stolen base leaders on this Doc Stewarts team, both of them 20-plus on the year. Avery on base for the first time today between the doubleheader, taking advantage, steals first against the lefty. 0-1 count for Jace Johnson with a man in scoring position.
RBI opportunity here for Cade. Hernandez 0-1 pitch. Popped up right side. Might be playable at first base. Hayes in, trying to track that one. Continues to be an adventure for that young man, but he will come away with it this time for the second out. Jace Johnson will fly out in foul territory, 2 down. In the outfield from left to right for the challengers, Peyton Tyner in left, Adam Elliott in center, and Caden Richardson in right. Brooks Avery, after his leadoff single to left field, still on base, out at second. And up to bat will be Daniel Withers, the cleanup man. He's got an RBI opportunity. All RBIs and extra base hits are brought to you by BTB Moving. As a pickoff throw to second will get into center field. Avery's going to get up, and he is going to run for third. The throw to third will not get there in time. And so there will be the first error of the night for the challengers. They didn't have one in game one, but a throwing error by the pitcher, Colin Hernandez. They might have had Brooks Avery with a good throw. Avery didn't recognize the back pick with the shortstop, Brock Johnson, cutting to the bag behind him. And if a good throw was there, they might have had it. Withers hits a ground ball, roller up the middle. Johnson by second, throws to first, and will retire the Doc Stewarts in the top of the first inning. So the Docs get their chance, can't come away with a run. And it is scoreless after 1 inning of play for the Doc Stewarts. No runs, 1 hit. There was 1 challenger's error and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the first. We'll take a look at the lineup for the challengers after this on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Going to the bottom of the first inning, taking a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the challengers. Adam Elliott, the center fielder, will lead things off, followed by shortstop Brock Johnson and left fielder Peyton Tyner. They'll face Cole Collins, the right-hander from Oakland High School, on the mound for the Doc Stewarts here for Game 2 of today's doubleheader. Scoreless ball game so far. First pitch from Collins, misses inside for ball 1, and we're underway in the bottom of the first inning. Cole Collins on the mound for the Doc Stewarts, making his 5th start of the summer, his 7th appearance. Misses high and away, a 2-0 count. Collins 16 and 2/3 innings, 19 strikeouts, 19 walks, a 4.86 ERA. He's got a 2-0 count here to lead things off against Adam Elliott, who had a single in his first at-bat against Evan Corbin in Game 1. A pitch misses high and inside for a 3-0 count. Walks an issue for Collins at times when he's been out there this season. He's got a 3-0 pitch coming up for the leadoff man, Adam Elliott. And the pitch is high for ball 4. A couple of those pitches didn't seem to miss by much. But the home plate umpire deeming they were outside of the strike zone for a leadoff walk. And it'll bring up Brock Johnson, the shortstop, with 1 on and nobody out. A line drive, soft one into center field is going to drop in for a base hit. Brock Johnson, first pitch swinging against Cole Collins, will get on. So back-to-back runners on base, first and second with nobody out, and the challengers trying to get their bats going after almost getting shut out in Game 1. Peyton Tyner will bat, the left fielder. Looking at through the rest of the Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup, Caden Starr, the DH, bats cleanup, followed by Eli Chris, the third baseman, batting fifth. Hitting sixth and starting at first is Aiden Hazen. In right field, batting seventh, Caden Richardson. The catcher, Nate Cook, will bat eighth, and the second baseman, Easton McDonald, batting ninth. Pitch is high for ball one. The DH utilized for starting pitcher Colin Hernandez for the Challengers. 1-0 count with runners at first and second, and nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Scoreless ball game between the Docs and the Challengers. Collins will hit a strike. It's his first called strike of the outing as he faces Peyton Tyner with a 1-1 count. Cooper's Pest Control, again, they're your locally owned bug assassin, so give them a call at 673-0363. 1-1 pitch for Cole Collins. Breaking ball. Misses inside. And that strike zone has been a little bit smaller than it was in game one. 2-1 count here for Tyner. Collins, runners going. That ball fouled away. Look out into the dugout there for the Doc Stewarts. At home, they've got the railing up at the front edge of the in-ground dugout at Champion Car Wash Field, but there's netting in front of on the railing. Everybody here on the top rail at Sweet Johnson Stadium, and there's really no protection over there, so you got to be heads up on those foul balls hitting your direction. A 2-2 pitch, chopping at one high and out of the zone. That ball fouled to the parking lot. Stays a 2-2 count here for the three-hitter, Peyton Tyner, a left-handed batter, starting in left field. Scoreless ball game so far. Looking to take advantage with runners at first and second, the Challengers. With Tyner at the plate, a 2-2 pitch to the lefty. Breaking ball, fouled left side out of play, outside the hedges here at Sweet Johnson Stadium. For the Doc Stewart, Steve Finsley, Waylon McKnight back behind the plate here in game two. Daniel Withers at first. At second base, Logan Anderson on the left side, Kate Johnson at third, Brooks Avery at short, and in the outfield from left to right, Sebastian Watson, Carson Dunn, and Braxton Dill. 2-2 pitch coming up to Tyner again. He grounds 1-2 short, and Avery will boot it. He'll try to flip it to Anderson at second. He gets the flip there, but not in time, and everybody is safe on the error by Brooks Avery. So the bases are now loaded here in the first, and the Challengers looking to really put the hurting on the Doc Stewarts here early on. It'll bring up the cleanup man, Caden Starr, the DH. With nobody out, bats with the bases loaded. Cole Collins looking to try and find a way out of it. First pitch, bounces in behind the plate. McKnight using the chest protector. Make sure the bases stay loaded. Don't let any of the runners advance with a free pass. Cole Collins, 1-0 delivery. Line drive gets over third baseman Kate Johnson's glove into left field. They'll hold the runners. Just one bag for everybody. The Challengers take a 1-0 lead here in the first inning. Still nobody out. Caden Starr with an RBI single to left field. Second hit here in the first inning for the Challengers. Adam Elliott, a leadoff walk, comes around to score. And the bases remain loaded with nobody out. 1-0 lead for the Challengers. Their first lead on the night against the Doc Stewarts after the Docs led 2-0 through most of game one. Ball fouled back for strike one to Eli Christ. Not through most of the Docs led all the game, but they led early on a solo homer, added another solo homer, and led 2-0 late into that game. 0-1 pitch here for Christ. Collins delivers. Breaking ball outside. Collins has the very over-the-top delivery with his pitches. 1-1 pitch. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. One run in so far for the Challengers. Collins, a little bit more deliberate worker than we saw out of Evan Corbin in game one as a ground ball foul third base side by Eli Christ.
Eli Christ out of Thurston High School. Class of 2024, senior next year, there for the Colts. He will have a 1-2 pitch as he digs back in. Collins looking for the first out. A 1-2 pitch, fouled first base side this time by Christ. At third base is Brock Johnson. At second base, Peyton Tyner. At first base, Caden Starr after his RBI single. Christ waiting on the 1-2 delivery as the wind blows out to left field right now. Takes over the plate, but low for a 2-2 count. Wind blowing out a bit towards left field, maybe out towards center as it swirls a bit out there. Temperatures falling from a high of 91 this afternoon here in Eugene. 2-2 pitch by Collins. Got him to swing and miss with the breaking ball for strike 3. So Eli Christ goes down swinging against Cole Collins. 1 away. Big strikeout there needed for the Doc Stewart. Strikeouts brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. So 1 away. Aiden Hazen will bat, the first baseman. Outside, a 1-0 count. 83 degrees here as game 2 is underway. Still a warm one here, but the stands are mostly in the shadows now. So that's helping out the fans stay cool out there. Ball fouled away towards third base for strike 1 here for Hazen. 1-1 count. Collins trying to get through this first inning. Right now he's given up 1 run, trying to limit it to just that as he misses outside with his breaking ball. Hazen with a 2-1 count. Sun starting to set back behind us. As a 2-1 pitch. Misses low and outside for a 3-1 count. Nowhere to put a batter, so you've got to come to him here for Cole Collins. A walk brings in a run. Left field, center field, third base, shortstop, all in the Sun field right now. They're going to be dealing with it as that sun makes its way to the horizon. The 3-1 pitch. Collins works it in for a strike. And Hazen with a 3-2 count. Again, still nowhere to put a runner, so Collins still has to come to him. Getting strike 2 is big, but now he's got to make sure he fires one in for strike 3. Collins sets the 3-2 pitch, bounces in. It's a 2-0 lead for the Challengers. Second walk here in the first inning for Cole Collins. Coming in to score, Brock Johnson. Peyton Tyner goes to third. Caden Starr to second. Aiden Hazen with an RBI walk gets on at first. So 2-0 here, still just 1 out in the first inning. Up to bat is Caden Richardson for the first time this evening, the right fielder. Takes high and away, ball 1. Caden Richardson from Pleasant Hill High School, class of 2024. Bit of a utility guy, middle infielder, outfielder, and a pitcher as well. Doc Stewarts do have a little bit of activity in their bullpen. And I'm not sure where that pitch missed. That looked like it was on the outside corner. That was, looked like it was right on the outside corner. Must not, according to the umpire's eyeballs, must have been a bit low. That time we'll get a strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Drew Camp is throwing in the bullpen for the Doc Stewarts. He may just be getting loose and getting warm in case he's needed later. 2-1 pitch here for Cole Collins. Misses. It goes between the legs of Waylon McKnight to the backstop, and another run comes in to score for the Challengers. It's 3-0. Challengers in front here in the first inning. And that is a pass ball behind the plate that will bring in Peyton Tyner from third. Caden Starr goes to third from second. Aiden Hazen makes his way to second base. So a 3-1 count for Caden Richardson, the right fielder.
Still just one out. Docs will play with the infield in, hoping to cut the runner off at home if they get the opportunity. 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. And there is a third walk issued by Cole Collins. So the base is loaded once again for the challengers. It'll bring up the catcher, Nate Cook. Nate Cook catching here in game 2 of today's doubleheader. Visit out to the mound for Waylon McKnight. Coach Savage out of the dugout, kind of monitoring things, might have been hollering out some game plan information out there to the Doc Stewarts with the bases loaded. One away, Nate Cook will bat. Collins trying to get through this first, get him out of here. Outside corner, not called a strike, a 1-0 count for Cook. Cook is the 8th batter to the plate for the challengers here in the first inning. A 1-0 pitch, bounces inside. The runners will all hold as McKnight tracks it down quickly down the third base side. And a 2-0 count now for the catcher, Nate Cook. Might be a little more urgency out in the bullpen for Drew Camp out there, the lefty. 2-0 delivery from Collins. Off speed, got him to swing and miss for strike 1. Collins had a pretty prolific spring for the Oakland Oakers on the mound. Unfortunately, hasn't really carried over consistently in the summer for him. The 2-1 pitch bounces in for a 3-1 count. We know Collins was lights out on the mound for the Oakers, but walks have been a big issue for him here during the summer season, facing a little bit more dangerous hitters through the lineup with the Doc Stewarts. 3-1 pitch. Strike, there we go. Late strike call on the 3-1. I mean, that ball was right down the middle. And while I might have had some complaints about the strike zone earlier, that one might have set off a few people in the Doc Stewart's dugout. 3-2 pitch here for Collins. Gets a swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Collins. 2 away. So he's gotten a couple of strikeouts. In fact, I remember one inning. I can't remember what game it was, but there was one half inning for Cole Collins where he walked a bunch of guys. It was not a great inning for him, but he ended up striking out all 3 outs. So when he got him, he was able to get him. He's looking to get Easton McDonald here to wrap up the frame. A 3-0 score. Challengers in front. First pitch is low for ball 1. McDonald, the second baseman, batting 9th here in game 2. Easton McDonald out of Thurston High School, graduating this year. In game 1, McDonald was batting 7th. The 1-0 pitch. That ball popped foul down the left field side into the bushes for strike 1. 1-1 count. Doc Stewart's Baseball Today brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or give them a call at 541-459-1545. Check swing, called strike 2 for McDonald. That ball up and inside near the hands. A 1-2 count. Collins looking to get out of things here. The pitch got him to chase it, fouled it away, staying alive McDonald. McDonald, the 9th hitter to the plate here in the first inning. Waiting on deck, the leadoff man, Adam Elliott, would love to get back up for a second time in the frame. He drew a walk in the to lead off this first inning and eventually came around to score. It's a 3-0 lead for the Challengers in game 2 of the doubleheader. Docs will have to get the bats going against Hernandez. A ball fouled off again by McDonald, staying alive with the 1-2 count. And already up to 42 pitches here in this first inning for Cole Collins. So obviously if you're going to go that deep in the first inning of a ball game, it's unlikely he's going to make his way all the way through the 7th inning of this one. 1-2 pitch again here for Collins. Called strike 3 on the outside corner, and that will set down Easton McDonald looking. Collins
gets 3 strikeouts in the first inning, but a couple of walks do come back to haunt him. 3 runs come in on 2 hits. There was a Doc Stewart error and 3 runs left on base. We will go to the top of the second. 3-0 Challengers in front on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM, 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your 4-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs. Challengers leave the bases loaded in the bottom of the first inning, but they do get 3 runs across against Colt Collins. A 3-0 lead early on for the Challengers, but a lot of game left to be played, and the Doc Stewart's looking to try and bounce back and get on the board here in Game 2. Evan Martin will lead things off against Colin Hernandez. He swings through for strike 1 to start off his at-bat. Doc Stewart's Baseball brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. It's a ball laced right side in for a base hit for Evan Martin. His first at-bat of the evening. After not playing in Game 1, results an opposite field single for Martin. And he is on to lead things off here in the second inning. Brooks Avery led things off in the first inning with a single, but the Docs couldn't bring him around to score. We'll see if they can do things differently here in the second inning with Logan Anderson coming up to bat. Roseburg Honda, things are different there. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. So we'd encourage you to go check out Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. 1 on, nobody out. Logan Anderson will bat. Had a single in Game 1 as a pickoff throw to first base. Evan Martin back in safely. Evan Martin been in and out of the lineup throughout the season. Batting .333, though, coming into today. The first pitch inside for ball 1 to Logan Anderson. Waylon McKnight waits on deck. Third hitter due up here in the second inning as the Doc Stewarts try to overcome a 3-0 deficit. Took Game 1 2-1. High and inside, a 2-0 count for Anderson. Doc Stewart's looking to try and pull off a sweep on the road. That's never an easy task wherever you go, and today, facing the league-leading Challengers, definitely a tough one. Pitch, breaking ball low, 3-0 count for Logan Anderson. In the first inning for Hernandez, didn't walk anybody. So a 3-0 count here, a little bit outside the norm for Hernandez after what we saw in the first inning. Time called. Anderson will step back in. On at first base, Evan Martin, after his leadoff single, takes his lead. The pickoff throw goes that way. Anderson ready for it. Had already taken a step back to the bag as Hernandez picked up his front leg. .3-0 pitch. Waiting at the plate, Logan Anderson. The delivery comes home. Anderson will take ball 4. I expected that to be called a strike, and I thought Anderson was going to have to get the yank back to the plate. But he was confident and did not hesitate. He heads on down to first. That's the first walk issued by Hernandez. And the Doc Stewarts have runners at first and second with nobody out. Waylon McKnight will bat. For Waylon McKnight, batting .348 on the summer, but only 23 at-bats, so limited action for him in 12 games. His 13th game. He looks to bunt, and he bunts it to the first baseman. It's snagged out of the air. They double off the runner at first. Waylon McKnight trying to put down a sacrifice bunt, but it carries in the air to the first baseman, Hazen. He catches it, spins, and throws to first where Easton McDonald was covering, and they double off Logan Anderson. So a double play. McKnight flies out to the first baseman for the first. Anderson doubled off at first. And there's 2 down with a man at second base. Doc Stewart's trying to play a little small ball, and it comes back to bite him. First pitch swinging, Sebastian Watson puts a ball into center field. They're going to send the runner from second towards the plate. The throw goes all the way through, will not be in time. And a 2-out single for Sebastian Watson drives in the first run for the game here for the Doc Stewarts. It's an RBI single for Watson. 3-1. Doc Stewart's on the board.
Number 7, Braxton.
That RBI brought to you by BTB Moving, providing labor services for your moving needs. You can book them now at 541-315-0122 or find them on Facebook at BTB Moving. Scoring was Evan Martin from second. Braxton Dill will get his first at-bat of the evening. Didn't play in game 1. First pitch swinging, fouled back to the net for strike 1. The Doc Stewarts, unfortunately, that attempt to play a little bit of small ball didn't work out for him, and then Watson following it up with a single. Unfortunately, the Doc Stewarts only had the 1 runner on base. Pitch is popped up, foul back behind home, out of play. That'll be a strike 2 for Braxton Dill. So Braxton playing in right field here in game 2 of the doubleheader. Braxton trying to keep things going. The 0-2 pitch outside, out at first base. They throw down that way. Back in safely is Watson. Watson got caught mid-decision out there at first. That ball outside, trying to get an extra step in case the ball got by, but the catcher, Nate Cook, able to hang on to it and nearly got Watson at first. A pitch outside, 2-2 count for Braxton Dill. On the mound, Colin Hernandez gives up a run here so far in the second, trying to finish it here, and he will with a breaking ball, swing and a miss by Dill for the 3rd out. Doc Stewarts, though, will get 1 on the board. 1 run comes in on 2 hits. There were no errors for the challengers, and 1 man left on base for the Doc Stewarts. We go to the bottom of the second, a 3-1 ball game on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Bottom of the second inning, 3-1. The Challengers in front of the Doc Stewarts. Today's game brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Book your travel plans with their travel experts. Give them a call at 672-5701. Top of the order, up for a second time in this one against Cole Collins. Out for a second inning of work, and he'll hit the outside corner of the strike zone. 0-1 count against Adam Elliott, who drew a walk in the first inning, scored the first run of the ball game for the Challengers. He'll take another ball in for a strike, and he falls behind 0-2. And it appears that Cole Collins is finding the strike zone and finding a bit of a groove. Hopefully that'll continue for him here. He's got the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball lifted towards center, not very deep. Carson Dunn charging in, won't get there in time as they were playing Adam Elliott to a little bit more to right field. Carson Dunn was shading towards right. That ball also not hit very hard, just went right back up the middle into shallow center field. And so Elliott gets on as Carson Dunn tried to chase that one down, just a little behind. Brock Johnson will bat. He had a single in the first inning, a pickoff throw to first base. Not in time, and in and out of the glove for Withers. Just sat right there on the infield dirt. So man on to start things off in the second with nobody out. There's a strike for an 0-1 count to start off against Brock Johnson. Feel pretty sure that I think Brock Johnson, after a 4-pitch walk to Adam Elliott to start out the game for Cole Collins, pretty sure Brock Johnson on the first pitch he got singled to center field. Probably stepped into the plate expecting Cole Collins just threw four straight outside the strike zone. Probably wants to throw a first pitch strike to me here. I'm going to take advantage, and he did. He'll send one opposite field this time into shallow right field. Another ball not hard hit. And right field, Braxton Dill coming up with it. Will throw to second base. Going first to third goes Adam Elliott. And there's runners on the corners after back-to-back singles to lead things off here in the second for the Challengers. And it'll bring up Peyton Tyner with nobody out. A couple of balls just softly hit into the outfield grass, sending the Doc Stewart's outfielders running around out there, trying to track those balls down. Tyner will stand in. He reached on an error by shortstop Brooks Avery in the first inning. Fouls off the first pitch for strike one. Nobody in the bullpen anymore for the Doc Stewarts. Drew Camp was throwing earlier. 0-1 count. Runner from first going. The pitch in the dirt. No chance for Waylon McKnight to do anything. Just make sure that the runner at third base doesn't go anywhere. So stolen base for Johnson there. He was going on the pitch. We'll give him credit for that. A 1-1 count. Tyner with 2 men in scoring position. A 3-1 lead already for the Challengers. He's got an opportunity to add some more to it. Collins will miss high and away. Shadows starting to creep out from behind home as the sun continues to make its way towards the horizon. The 2-1 pitch is low and outside, a 3-1 count. The cool thing here at Sweet Johnson Stadium is as the sun sets, the grandstands kind of cast the shadow out behind home. So you can see people's shadows walking around in the grandstands or standing up and clapping. It's kind of fun to watch a little bit. Right now, a 3-1 count. Chopper up the middle. It is fielded by Brooks Avery. Thought about going home. Will just take the out at first, so they get one there. An RBI ground out for Peyton Tyner. And there is one away. Coming in to score, Adam Elliott. Up to third base goes Brock Johnson. So a runner at third with one away. It's 4-1. The Challengers back in front by 3. It is Caden Starr who had an RBI single to left field his first time up. Takes the first pitch for strike one, outer half. Caden Starr batting with Brock Johnson at third base. Swings after a pitch outside the zone for strike two. Went chasing after that one. Cole Collins struck out 3 in the first inning. Looking for the second out here in the second with a man at third. Doc's playing in on the infield. The 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. The runner's going to head to first, and a run's going to come in to score. Breaking ball buried in the dirt. Starr gets on despite striking out, and a run will come in as well. Drop third strike.
Number 18, Eli Chris.
So man on. And a runner on at first. It's 5-1 now. The Challengers in front. Still just one out. That is the fourth strikeout in the game for Cole Collins, but the drop third strike, the runner gets on base. Strike over the plate to start things off for Collins. Eli Chris struck out swinging in the first inning, looking to make amends for that with 1 out and 1 on here in the bottom of the second. Collins kicks and fires a ball to left field. It is in front of Sebastian Watson. It'll be a single for Eli Christ. And with the runner moving, they would have liked to have gotten 2 bags out of that one for Caden Starr, but he only makes his way to second. Might have had to have put the brakes on momentarily in case that ball got caught by Watson in left field. And then with it going to left field off the bat of Eli Christ, it was a short throw for Sebastian Watson to get that ball back in. Would have been a close play at third if Caden Starr had tried to go an extra 90 feet. First pitch fouled off for strike 1. Runners at first and second. Aiden Hazen at the plate, walked to bring in a run. He'll take for a 1-1 count. 2 hits here in this frame. And a wild pitch on a drop third strike, costing the Doc Stewarts. 2 balls and a strike for Hazen. And he'll take just outside for a 3-1 count. Cole Collins will take a breather off the mound for a moment, adjusts the cap, walks back to the rubber. Trying to get through here in the second inning. A 5-1 lead for the Challengers, their largest advantage in the game so far. Outside for ball 4, and with 1 out, the bases are loaded. Eli Christ will go to second. Caden Starr to third. On at first, Aiden Hazen with his second walk of the night. And Eric Savage is going to head out to the mound for a conversation with the Doc Stewarts. We'll see if they make a change here. That's the 4th walk issued for Cole Collins. 5-1 ball game. Savage out there having a conversation with McKnight and Collins. Bases loaded for Caden Richardson. When play resumes here, the right fielder walked back in the first inning. Today's ball game brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi today. Cole Collins is going to stay in the game here. Collins needing 2 more outs. Doc's looking for a ground ball they can turn 2 with. So far it's been mainly strikeouts for Cole Collins. He's got 4 total. First pitch is high for ball 1 to Richardson. And I know what the conversation probably has been, at least at some point through this game for Coach Savage. Just got to throw strikes. Falling behind the hitters and issuing walks, not helping his own cause here for Collins as he misses again. Strike zone was a little tight in the first inning. Felt like it loosened up a little bit. Some fans in the stands still giving gripes to the home plate umpire, though. A 2-0 count. Ball fouled away, 2-1. .66 pitches through an inning and a third so far for Cole Collins. He'll step off the rubber before the 2-1 pitch. Richardson back in. The 2-1 delivery for Collins with the bases loaded and 1 out. His breaking ball will get called for a strike on the outside corner. 2-2. Collins staring in. The 2-2 pitch bounces. McKnight will stop it in front of him. This is a tough game when you got a pitcher that throws a lot of pitches, not a lot of action going on. Doc's defense got to stay bought in
mentally out there defensively. It's a slower pace game than what we had in game one. 3-2 pitch, lifted to left field, coming in. A one hop to Sebastian Watson. He's got to throw it in. He can get the force out at third, and he will. Doc Stewart's will get one out on the play, as out at third base is Eli Christ. As that ball dropped in, he was probably waiting to find out if it was going to get caught in left field by Sebastian Watson. And Watson able on the one hop, able to pick it up and fire into third base quickly to get Eli Christ. But a run does come in to score for Caden Richardson. He picks up an RBI. Scoring was Caden Starr. It's now 6-1. The Challengers in front with 2 outs. And up to bat will be Nate Cook. 9 hitters in the first inning to the plate. This is the 8th hitter here in the second. First pitch high for ball 1. So base hit there for Richardson. Up to second base is Hazen. A 1-0 delivery for Collins. Is high and away, 2-0 count. That'll go down as a 7-5 put out at third base for Eli Christ on the force out there. A 2-0 delivery. Breaking ball outside. Count goes to 3-0. A walk here would load him back up again. And would bring the 9th hitter to the plate for a second consecutive inning for the Challengers. 3-0 pitch. Misses for ball 4. Cole Collins issues his 5th walk in the ball game. That's 2 here in this second. And the bases are loaded once again with 2 down. Aiden Hazen to third, Caden Richardson to second. Easton McDonald is up to bat next, and he will face a new pitcher as head coach Eric Savage is going to make his second trip out to the mound here in this second inning. And we're going to get our first call to the pen, brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. If you're considering a change when it comes to your insurance coverage, get in touch with Chris. He can help you deal with all life's curveballs with life insurance coverage to fit your budget, plus coverage for your home and auto. That's Chris Hubbard at 541-672-3301, or visit Chris Insures for a quote, chrisinsures.com for a quote today. Didn't get a pitching change at all in game 1. We'll get one here in the second inning of game 2. And coming in, a new man on the mound for the Doc Stewart's going to be Drew Camp with a tough spot as he looks to get the final out with the bases loaded. Take a 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
It's a pitching change for the Doc Stewart's, again brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. The new man on the mound will be the lefty out of South Umpqua High School. Drew Camp will take over. Cole Collins exits the game. He only goes an inning and 2/3. Right now he's credited with 6 runs, but there's 3 runners on base that would go to his total. He walked 5, struck out 4, and doesn't make it through the second inning. His pitch count was getting up around 70 pitches through the first 2 innings and doesn't make it out of the second. It'll bring up Easton McDonald, the 9-hitter, with 2 outs and the bases loaded, facing the new man on the mound, Drew Camp, who is a left-handed thrower. He'll face the left-handed batter in Easton McDonald. First pitch, squaring to bunt and pulling it back. Taking low and outside for ball one is McDonald. So Drew Camp coming in to throw, making his 5th appearance this season for the Doc Stewarts. His 1-0 pitch is low for ball two. Drew Camp is thrown 8 1/3 innings, has an 0-3 record. His ERA is up over 16. 2-0 pitch here from Camp. Outside, goes off the glove. A runner coming home. The throw to the plate, not in time. Coming in to score, Aiden Hazen slides around the tag from Drew Camp. Looked like the tag was maybe going to be in time, but I think he just got his arms around the tag on the glove by Drew Camp. And so a run will score on the pass ball there. Everybody else up 90 feet, and a walk now issued. So, unfortunately there for McDonald, he doesn't get a chance to bring in a run with that walk, but he will load him up again. Bases loaded, a 4-pitch walk issued by Camp, and will bat through in the second inning for the Challengers. Top of the order up, Adam Elliott, the righty versus the lefty matchup. First pitch goes to the backstop. McKnight will go chase it down. Another run comes in for the Challengers. So that'll be a wild pitch, bringing in Caden Richardson. Nate Cook goes to third. And up to second base goes Easton McDonald. First base open again is now 8-1. The Challengers in front of the Doc Stewarts. That ball lifted well out towards left field on the run. That ball hits off the wall in foul territory, off the Eugene Emeralds sign down there. The Emerald helping sponsor Legion Baseball. That ball hits off the top of that sign that says "Join the Fun." That home run would have liked to, or that ball would have liked to have joined the fun and been a home run, but instead it's just a long strike for Adam Elliott. Elliott will take outside. That ball lost by McKnight, and another run comes in to score. So that brings in Nate Cook. And up to third base goes Easton McDonald. So it's now 9-1. A 2-1 pitch, low and outside, 3-1 count. So 6 runs come in here in the second inning, and that will close the book on Cole Collins. The runner at third base, Easton McDonald, reached against Drew Camp. As that pitch outside, there's ball 4. And the walks really are starting to add up for the Doc Stewarts here. That's 7, and we haven't made our way through the second inning as of yet. We've now seen, this is going to be the 20th batter to the plate for the Challengers, and there's still 1 out left to go in the second inning. Runners on the corners with 2 down. Drew Camp has taken over for the Doc Stewarts on the mound. He's trying to get the final out here, taking over for Cole Collins, who went an inning and 2/3, gave up 9 runs on 6 hits, 5 walks, and 4 strikeouts. First pitch here to Brock Johnson is low for a 1-0 count. Well, we'll see if the Doc Stewarts can muster up some comeback efforts. Got to get a little bit of juice back in that dugout down there. Low and outside, a 2-0 count after what was a thrilling game 1, a 2-1 victory for the Doc Stewarts in a pitcher's duel between Evan Corbin and Carter Green. Game 2 has been a bit of a slogfest. Low on the 2-0 pitch to Johnson, and it's a 3-0 count. A walk would load him up here. Drew Camp trying to avoid that. But he has walked the first 2 guys. And the pitch is outside for ball 4, and that will load him up once again. 3 straight walks for Drew Camp in relief. And this is just a feeling that the Doc Stewart's got to find a way to knock himself out of here. This is just not good. First pitch, low and inside to the lefty, Peyton Tyner, who will bat with the bases loaded and 2 away. A 1-0 pitch for Tyner. Goes to 2. Oh, called for a strike. Excuse me. 1-1. Tyner digs right back into the dugout, or excuse me, into the batter's box. He is 0 for 2 in this game. He hits one back up the middle, goes off the glove for Camp. Anderson's throw to first, scooped out by Withers. So it ricochets off the glove for Drew Camp. Logan Anderson there to back up the play, and he gets the throw where Daniel Withers makes the scoop at first. Doc Stewart's will finally get out of a disastrously long second inning, and they trail 9-1. We'll go to the top of the third on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Well, the Doc Stewarts, they have got some work to do as they trail this one 9-1. It'll be the top of the order due up here for the Docs against Colin Hernandez, who now has a significant lead to work with. Colin Hernandez has given up 3 hits and 1 run. Gets a swing and a miss out of Brooks Avery for strike 2. Doc Stewart scoring 1 in the second, make it a 3-1 deficit at the time. Felt good that they were back into the game, but then 6 runs come in the top of the bottom of the second inning for the Challengers, and they sprint out to a 9-1 lead. It was 6 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base for the Challengers there in the bottom of the second. A 1-2 pitch here for Avery outside, 2-2 count. Shadows now, home is in the shadows. The mound is still in the sun. And pretty much the rest of the field is in the sun, except for first base down that line is all in shadows. The 2-2 pitch is high for a 3-2 count. Doc Stewart's got it. This is going to be one of those kind of moments where obviously things have not gone your direction. But the Doc Stewart still a lot of time. They could start chipping away at this one. Got to settle back in. The ball popped up right side, not deep enough to get into the outfield. Caught by the second baseman, Easton McDonald, for the first out. 1 away. Doc Stewart's just got to find a way to generate their own momentum in this one as they trail 9-1. 1 away, Carson Dunn will bat. Tonight's game brought to you by Dr. Lance and Randall Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Check out drrandall.com or give them a call at 541-378-6694. First pitch, a grounder, third base side, picked up, and a throw across by Christ. It's low, and on safely will be done. So Carson Dunn on safely. A throwing error to put him on. That'll be the second error of the ball game for the Challengers. 1 on, 1 away. And you're not going to get all 8 runs back at once, but the Doc Stewarts would like to keep kind of chipping away at that lead. can't really go too long without adding anything to their one run so far. So we'd like to see maybe a crooked number on the board here in the third as they pitch high for ball one. To do so, they'll have to get a one-out rally going. Jace Johnson popped out to the first baseman, Aiden Hazen. In his first at-bat, he'll take for a 2-0 count. Colin Hernandez has walked one and has given up 3 hits. 2 errors have not helped out the field. That ball is going to drop in. It's going to roll to the warning track. Carson Dunn heading for third. He'll get in there. It's a double for Jace Johnson. First extra base hit here in game 2 for the Doc Stewarts as they show a little bit of life. That extra base hit brought to you by our friends at BTB Moving, providing labor services for your moving needs. They're veteran-owned, affordable, dependable, efficient, and careful. They've got senior and veteran discounts available, so if you need a little bit of extra help with your next move, they'll provide the muscle. Book now at 541-315-0122. Second and third for the Doc Stewarts. Daniel Withers up with 1 out. Colin Hernandez, the lefty, out there. Will face Withers first time up. Doc Stewart's with an opportunity to try and get some runs on the board to cut into an 8-run deficit. Pitch outside, a 1-0 count. Out on the mound, Hernandez battling the sun a little bit as he stares in. At home in the shadows is Nate Cook. The 1-0 pitch. Starts outside, comes inside to Withers from the lefty, but trailed a little bit too far inside. A 2-0 count for Withers. Out at second base, Jace Johnson. At third base, Carson Dunn. Withers takes high and away for ball 3. Doc Stewart's winning game 1, 2-1 over the Challengers, giving the Challengers just their second loss in league play. Now they are trailing big against the Challengers here in game 2 as a 3-0 pitch in for a called strike. So Daniel Withers at the plate. Boone looking to try and drive in a run. The 3-1 pitch popped up and not deep on the infield. Called for it. The second baseman, Easton McDonald, secures it for the second out. The Doc Stewarts just needed something out of the infield to bring in Carson Dunn from third, and Daniel Withers unable to accomplish that in that at-bat. Evan Martin had a single to lead things off in the second, scored a run to get the Docs on the board. At the time, made it 3-1. But since then, the Challengers have jetted out in front. Martin will look to try and see if he can find the success he found in the second inning against Hernandez and drive in a run or two. First pitch outside from the lefty. Docs Baseball brought to you by Flyaway Travel. You can book your travel plans with their travel experts at 672-5701. Foul tip into the glove for strike 1. Evan Martin with 2 down. Runners at second and third here in the top of the third inning. Game 2 of our twin bill. The 1-1 pitch outside from the lefty. Docs and the Challengers will meet tomorrow in Roseburg at Champion Car Wash Field. It'll be the final games of the regular season for the Doc Stewarts and their final games at home this year. It's a pitch inside corner called for a strike. So even with the postseason looming, the Docs will be back here in Eugene for the postseason. So tomorrow night, your last chance to catch the Doc Stewarts at home at Champion Car Wash Field. We hope to see everybody out there for the games. A strike 2 pitch up the middle. Evan Martin will have his second hit. He drives in one. Jace Johnson heading to the plate. He's in safely as the throw goes all the way to the plate. And the Doc Stewarts will score 2 on a 2-out single by Evan Martin. And Martin picks up his second hit of the game. 2-run score. Doc Stewarts, well, they've done what I said. They put a crooked number on the board and got some positive momentum. And they now trail in this one 9-3. It's down by 6. Still a long way to go, but they've got some positive momentum. First pitch inside, almost a bit too far inside against Logan Anderson. Anderson walked in his first at-bat. He'll take high for ball 2. That RBI, that pair of RBIs by Evan Martin, brought to you by BTB Moving. Again, find them on Facebook at BTB Moving. The 2-0 is high again for Anderson. He's got a 3-0 count. And Colin Hernandez has fallen behind once again to Logan Anderson. 3-0 pitch is in for a strike. Anderson this time doesn't take off like he did last time. I thought he had a 3-0 pitch called for a strike, but he was headed to first and didn't get the yank back. The 3-1. He pops it up right side. It's going to be second baseman Easton McDonald calling for it. He'll make the catch, and the Doc Stewarts will be done here in the top of the third. But they get a couple of runs back. 2 runs come in on 2 hits. There was 1 error for the Challengers and 1 man left on. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Docs trailing 9-3 on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
9-3 ball game here from Sweet Johnson Stadium in Eugene, home of the Emerald Challengers. Joey Keyran here with you. Tonight's game brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza, a legendary pizza tradition. Caden Starr will lead things off in the third inning, facing Drew Camp, who has come on in relief but has struggled to throw strikes just as much as Cole Collins was for the Doc Stewarts. Walked 3 straight batters to lead things off in his time on the mound. A 1-0 pitch is outside for a 2-0 count here for Camp as he faces Caden Starr. Starr had an RBI single in the first inning, struck out in the second, but reached on a drop third strike and eventually came around to score. 9-3 the ball game here. Outside, and the count goes to 3-0. So the Docs struggling to find that strike zone, looking for somebody to be able to put one on the plate for a strike. The 3-0 pitch, there we go, in for a strike. So 3-1 pitch as the lights are starting to come on. The 3-1 pitch outside. Waylon McKnight trying to draw that one back in. Won't get the call. A walk issued. 4th walk for Drew Camp. That'll bring up Eli Christ. He had a single to left field. First pitch from Camp. Outside again.
Number 18, Eli Christ.
Christ 1 for 2 in this one. A 1-0 pitch from Camp, the lefty. Misses high and away, 2-0. Lights starting to kick on. Home plate and the infield starting to get covered in some shadows. First base is, and it's stretching almost out towards second base. Third base caught in a few shadows over there. So around home, they're needing a little bit of lightening to help things out. McKnight can't find the baseball, and the runner's going to take 2 bags on this one. Waylon McKnight behind home. Couldn't find it. The umpire finally got out of his way, and he still couldn't find that ball, trickled back behind home. It's a 3-0 count for the hitter, Eli Christ, and all the way to third goes Caden Starr, as Drew Camp will take a moment to step off. The 3-0 pitch, ball 4, and there's runners on the corners.
Number 11.
So first and third for the Challengers. Aiden Hazen will bat. He is 0 for 0 officially. He's walked twice, has an RBI, and has a run scored. Nobody out here in the third. Pitch down low for a 1-0 count. Doc Stewart's baseball brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. 1-0 delivery outside, runner taking off for second base. No throw by McKnight as he had to try to scoop that one out of the dirt. So on to second goes Christ. Aiden Hazen, 2-0 delivery coming up here from Camp. A 2-0 delivery here by Camp. Outside, 3-0 count. So the Doc Stewarts will be back at home tomorrow. 5 o'clock start time for game 1 of that twin bill. They'll get Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday as opportunities to prepare for the state tournament. And there is a possibility that they could be playing on Friday. And if this game doesn't turn around for the Doc Stewarts, it would seem most likely the Docs are going to be playing in Friday's play-in round. As a pitch outside, walk issued to Aiden Hazen. His third walk in the ballgame, 2 of them by Drew Camp. Or excuse me, 2 of them by Cole Collins, and now 1 by Drew Camp. Camp has walked 5. Camp has faced 7 batters and has walked 5 of them. Bases are loaded, and the first pitch, ball 1 to Caden Richardson. Sorry, he has walked 6 of his 7 batters he's faced. Low and outside. Oh, called for a strike. Late call on that one. I just assumed, since I hadn't heard anything from the umpire, that was going to be called for a ball. It's a 1-1 count for Richardson with the bases loaded and nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Camp's 1-1 pitch high and away. There's nobody in the bullpen throwing for the Doc Stewarts. Drew Camp needing an out here. Doc Stewart's playing with the infield in. Camp's 2-1 pitch. That ball fouled away over the right side for strike 2. And now Drew Camp with a 2-2 count, looking to try and get that first out here against Richardson. Two-2 delivery. Swung on and missed with the bases loaded. That'll go down as a strikeout. No chance for Richardson to try and run to first as that ball was in the dirt, collected by McKnight behind the plate. So Drew Camp picks up his first strikeout, and it comes at a good moment with the bases loaded. He gets 1. Now the Doc Stewarts need a ground ball to get through things here in the third inning and keep it just a 6-run deficit. Brings up Nate Cook, 0 for 1 in the game with a strikeout and a walk. First pitch from Camp, low and outside. One out. The left-hander, Drew Camp, will deliver in, and that ball's outside. Wanted to wait, make sure. 2-0 count. Places, the Airs, I mean, even with the Challengers up big in this one, their fans, it just feels like the air's been sucked out of the stadium here tonight. Here for game 2. It's another pitch just outside. Count goes to 3-0.
One away. 3-0 count here for Nate Cook. Runners on every bag on the infield. And there's ball 4 for another run. So that's the first run here in the third inning for the Challengers. They're back up by 7, 10-3 your score as a bases loaded walk issued to Nate Cook. And Nate Cook will pick up his second walk in the ball game. That is the 7th walk issued by Camp. And here comes Coach Savage out to the mound, and out with him comes Jalen Riddle, and it would look as if we're going to get a pitching change of some sort. Jalen Riddle looks like he'll go to second base as Logan Anderson looks like he'll take over on the mound. And the Doc Stewarts will make a call to the pen, brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. Bases are loaded. Drew Camp exits here in the third inning. And we'll have a new man on the mound when we come back. We'll take a 60-second timeout here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Call to the pen brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. We'll see Logan Anderson take over on the mound. For Logan Anderson, making his 6th appearance. He's thrown 8 1/3 innings. His ERA is up over 10. He's got 5 strikeouts and 4 walks in those 8 innings. And he will try to steady the ship for the Doc Stewarts. If he can throw some strikes and not walk guys, that would at least be a place to start for the Docs here in this one. Drew Camp exits the game. Camp had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 walks as he ends up throwing 2/3 of an inning. Logan Anderson out of Umpqua Valley Christian will fire in his first pitch. A grounder towards the newly entered Jalen Riddle. Fires the second for 1. Throw to first, not going to get there. It rolls away into the dugout for the Challengers, and 2 runs will come in to score on the grounder to second base. So Easton McDonald at the plate. He picked up an RBI as Eli Chris scored on the ground out. But Aiden Hazen will score as well. Out at second base was Nate Cook on the 4-6 put out, 2 down. And Easton McDonald makes his way to second base. So he gets on with the fielder's choice and then takes second on the throwing error. So 2 runs came in. It is 12-3 with 2 outs now. And up to bat at the top of the order, Adam Elliott takes outside for ball 1. So an RBI for McDonald there, 2 runs scoring, 1 coming in on the throwing error. That's the second error in the ballgame for the Doc Stewarts. 1-0 pitch by Anderson. Grounder left side, gets by Jace Johnson into left field. Sebastian Watson is going to come up throwing the throw to the plate in time, but not going to get a tag out of McKnight at home as the throw just a little away from the bag. And so it will be a single for Elliott. He drives in a run, ends up going to second on the throw. Was a pretty good throw out of Sebastian Watson in left field, but it was just a little away from home, and McKnight thought maybe we'd see him try to make a dive back to the plate to try and apply the tag, but he was looking to second base to maybe try and throw there and didn't get it out of his hand. 0-1 count to start here for Brock Johnson after the single by Adam Elliott. Pitch misses for a 1-1 count.
Easton McDonald scoring on that play from second base. 1-1 count with a man at second base and 2 away. A swing and a dribbler up the middle. It goes off the end of the glove for Brooks Avery. He had to charge, sell out for that one. And so Brooks Avery can't make the play there, and time called. They will give the exchange of the baseball there. So Brock Johnson gets on with a single. Up to third base goes Adam Elliott. Runners on the corners with 2 away. Going to get Peyton Tyner to bat. He's the 9th hitter up, and so the Challengers have sent at least 9 hitters to the plate in every inning so far. Peyton Tyner, he's 0 for 3 in this game. He's reached on an error and scored a run and also has an RBI on a ground out. He takes for a 1-0 count. Jalen Riddle at second base as Logan Anderson takes over on the mound for Drew Camp. A 1-0 pitch, grounder right side. Riddle will field a bounding ball to him, tosses to first. Makes it a little bit too easy of a toss to first, but Withers able to stay on the bag for the final out. And so that will finish it off. 9 hitters to the plate for the Challengers in the bottom of the third. And it is a 13-3 ball game. Doc Stewart's down by 10 on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
4 runs on 2 hits and 1 error.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Heading to the top of the 4th inning, today's ball game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Colin Hernandez, he's had a lot of time in between innings as the Challengers have sent at least 9 hitters to the plate in every inning in this one so far, and that's what's led them to a 13-3 lead over the Doc Stewarts. Still a little ways to go before the Challengers could be considering that 10-run mercy rule in Game 2 of our doubleheader. Pitch high and away for ball 1 to Waylon McKnight, who popped out to the first baseman his first time up. He'll pop up again, this one out towards the outfield. Shallow right center, long run for everybody. It'll be the right fielder, Caden Richardson, who comes away with the play, 1 out. Sebastian Watson, an RBI single back in the 2nd inning when the Doc Stewarts got their first run on the board. Watson looking to try and follow that up with another hit here. Shadows now starting to creep towards the outfield. Lights on, not really taking a whole lot of effect just yet as the ball fouled back for strike 1. 0-1 count for Watson. Outside for a 1-1 count. In the 3rd inning for the Challengers, they had 4 runs on 2 hits, 1 Doc Stewart error, and 2 men left on. Trying to get you the final book on Drew Camp. A ball hit to left field. Sebastian Watson, this could be extras. He'll take a turn at first. He's going to try and leg one out, and he'll slide in head first. Doc Stewart's with a 1-out double by Sebastian Watson, who has found his stroke at the plate. He puts himself into scoring position with 1 out here in the 4th. Sebastian Watson, 2 for 2 in this ball game. Has the second extra base hit for the Doc Stewarts here in Game 2. Always brought to you by BTB Moving. They'll provide the labor services for your moving needs. Call them at 541-315-0122. 1 out, a man at second base. Up to bat for the Doc Stewarts will be Braxton Dill. He takes high and away for ball 1. So for Drew Camp, he pitched 2/3 of an inning. Camp is credited with 3 runs. A 1-0 pitch. Dill takes high for a 2-0 count. So yeah, 3 runs against Drew Camp. And he didn't give up a hit. In for a strike to Dill. So Camp, 2/3 of an inning, didn't give up a hit. He gave up 3 runs, 7 walks, and he had 1 strikeout. 2-1 delivery here out of the lefty. Colin Hernandez to Braxton Dill. He fouls it back for strike 2. Dill struck out swinging in the second inning. He'll stand back in with 1 out, and Sebastian Watson out at second base after his 1-out double. Jace Johnson also with a double in this one for the Doc Stewarts. Doc's had a couple of home runs in Game 1. 2-2. Fouled back as Dill just tried to sit on that one. Made sure he got some of it. Doc Stewart's able to snap the Challengers' 7-game winning streak in Game 1. Now the Challengers trying to end the Doc Stewart's 5-game winning streak. Longest winning streak of the season for the Doc Stewarts here. The 3-2 pitch is fouled away. Dill continues to battle. Top of the order waits on deck. Brooks Avery had the first hit of the ball game for the Doc Stewarts. That's always brought to you by MSK True Value and Building Supply in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. Full count. No, 2-2. That's 2-2 count. Colin Hernandez. Ball fouled away. Stays a 2-2 count. Do have a new second baseman out there, Heard. Caden Richardson moves in from right field. Two-two pitch again for for Dill, not Dunn. Dill, he takes outside, and now it's a full count pitch coming up. So now in right field is Tyler Michael. 3-2 pitch. And stepping off the mound is Hernandez. Full count pitch here. Dill swings through it for strike 3. Got with the breaking ball. Couldn't connect on that one. Second strikeout in the game for Braxton Dill. 2 strikeouts in the game for Colin Hernandez. 2 away, top of the order, Brooks Avery. Trying to see if the Docs can get one on the board. First pitch fouled away by Avery. Docs have done what they needed to offensively to try and stay in this game, but then every bottom of the inning, the pitching staff just putting too many runners on base with free passes, and the Challengers have taken advantage of it to run up this score. The 0-1 pitch to Avery is high and away for a 1-1 count. Brooks is 1 for 2 in this one with a single back in the first. A 1-1 count. Low and inside, it gets by the catcher. Up to third base is going to go Watson. So wild pitch puts Sebastian Watson 90 feet from home. A 2-1 count for Brooks Avery.
1 run, I mean, it's something. Docs definitely have got work to do here. But if they could get 1 back, they just keep staying in the game. And if you could force it all the way to 7 innings, trailing by 10 at the moment, Docs give themselves a chance as they swing and a miss, strike 2. And so Brooks Avery finds himself with a 2-2 count. Ball fouled back. Avery will stay alive. Double by Sebastian Watson, the 6th hit in the ball game for the Doc Stewarts. 8 hits in this one for the Challengers. The 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Avery goes down with a strikeout. He chased a little high out of the zone there. 3rd strikeout in the ball game for Colin Hernandez. Doc Stewart's no runs, 1 hit. There were no errors, and 1 man left on. Go to the bottom of the 4th inning, 13-3. Challengers in front of the Doc Stewarts on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Logan Anderson on the mound for the Doc Stewarts. 3rd pitcher used for Coach Savage and Coach Doolittle, the head coach and pitching coach for the Doc Stewarts. Anderson misses low to Caden Starr to start things off here in the bottom of the 4th. Starr will pop one up in the air, right side. Both Jalen Riddle and Daniel Withers there. It'll be Withers, the first baseman, calling for it to retire Caden Starr to lead things here in the bottom of the 4th. Today's ball game brought to you by
Eli Chris.
Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? So 1 away. First pitch outside for ball 1. Bouncing past the plate to Eli Christ. 1-2 count for, or excuse me, a 1-for-2 day for Eli Christ here in game 2. He'll ground 1 left side. It goes underneath the glove of Cade Johnson, then underneath the glove of the shortstop, Brooks Avery. I think Avery expected that Johnson was going to get that ball, and so he was caught off guard when it got underneath Cade Johnson's glove. And on base will go Eli Christ. Hit. That's what I was thinking, too. Left side. Not a routine play necessarily there for 3rd baseman Cade Johnson. 1 on with 1 away. Aiden Hazen swings through the first pitch for strike 1. He has walked 3 times in this one, has scored twice, does have an RBI. 3 walks to Aiden Hazen out of the 12 walks that have been issued by the Docs pitchers here today. It's a pitch high, 1-1 count from Logan Anderson. Anderson came in the 3rd inning. Faced 4 batters, gave up a couple of hits, and a fielder's choice in there. A 1-1 pitch from him. That ball lifted to right field on the run. Braxton Dill makes the catch. The runner off at first. A chance to double him and off. The ball will not get there in time. Back in safely goes Christ as Braxton Dill did a quick job of getting that ball back to the infield. And almost had a chance to double off Chris. If that ball gets there just a hair faster, he's got him for sure. Chris, lucky that ball. Dill didn't have a good chance of trying to set up the throw back in. So he just kind of quickly tossed it in. A good toss right back to the bag, but
It hit the grass and then just kind of trickled through the infield dirt to get to first. First pitch, strike one to Caden Richardson. Logan Anderson trying to keep the challengers off the board here in the fourth as a pickoff throw to first. Not going to be there in time. The challengers have scored in every inning so far. 3 in the first, 6 in the second, 4 in the third. They lead at 13-3 as a swing and a miss for strike two on a breaking ball for Caden Richardson. There's some guys down in the bullpen for the Doc Stewarts. Dominic Tatone acting as the bullpen catcher for the Doc Stewarts down there. I haven't seen him in catcher's gear before. 0-2 pitch outside, a 1-2 count. The former pitcher for the Doc Stewarts and for Roseburg High School. Also played in the outfield. I've never seen him wearing catcher's gear. There's another guy down there with him, along with pitching coach A.J. Doolittle. As a pitch bounces in up to second base. Will go Eli Chris, excuse me. 2-2 count with 2 away and a man at second. The 2-2 from Anderson to Richardson, fouled left side. I want to say that's Knox Hubbard down there. But I can't imagine they would have had Knox Hubbard down there throwing a bullpen session. As a pitch in the dirt. Count goes full for Logan Anderson. So Logan Anderson trying to get the Docs through this fourth inning and keep the challengers off the board. Is 3-2 pitch. Strike three called. He'll get Richardson looking. And Logan Anderson will have his first strikeout in his outing. And all strikeouts by Doc Stewart's pitchers are brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. We go to the top of the fifth inning. Docs need at least one run to keep this game going. We'll come back on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Top of the fifth inning, Doc Stewart's trailing by 10, trying to keep this game going, needing at least one to send this one to the bottom of the fifth inning. Neither team scoring in the fourth. We go to the top of the fifth with the Doc Stewarts sending Carson Dunn, Jace Johnson, and Daniel Withers to the plate. Today's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. First pitch in the dirt for ball one to Carson Dunn. Dunn's 1-0 pitch is high and away for a 2-0 count. So the Doc Stewarts trying to get a man on. Dunn will foul off the pitch, 2-1 count. The 2-1 outside to Carson Dunn. Dunn is 0 for 2 in this game. Reached on an error in the third inning and came around to score on a single by Evan Martin. 3-1 pitch from the lefty Colin Hernandez, who is looking for a complete game victory here. He gets strike two. Dunn had a solo homer in game 1. Fouls off that one to stay alive with the 3-2 count. Hernandez so far, he's given up 6 hits in this ball game, but he's got one walk, 3 strikeouts. 3-2. Dunn gets underneath the ball out towards left field. Pretty well struck. That's going to carry back to the warning track at the wall. It goes off the base of the fence. Carson Dunn in with a double on what looked like just a defensive swing at the plate. Wanted to make sure strike 2 didn't go by. Got kind of off balance, and he got the ball in the air. Carries out to left field, and Carson Dunn will get on with a leadoff double for the Doc Stewarts. So have this one of the speediest guys on the team out at second with his first hit here in game 2. And for the Doc Stewarts, it's their 3rd double of the outing in game 2 of our doubleheader. It'll bring up Jace Johnson, who has one of those 3 doubles. Extra base hits brought to you by BTB Moving. First pitch here for Johnson from Hernandez. Just a bit high and outside. Doc Stewart's finishing out their regular season tomorrow at home. Hope to see a big crowd out there to root on the team. The 1-0 pitch is inside for a strike. So the Doc Stewarts try to finish out the regular season with a couple of big wins and build some confidence and momentum going into the postseason. It's a pitch just outside. 2 balls and a strike for Johnson. Got a long way to go in this one. If they look to try and come back, they'll need at least 1 here, but presuming this score holds for the challengers, Doc Stewarts will look to try and maybe win the series tomorrow. As a pitch hit high in the air out towards center field, it's caught. Carson Dunn will stay at second as Adam Elliott sends it back in. A fly out to center field for Jace Johnson. 1 away, Daniel Withers. Withers is 0 for 2 in this one. Flew out to second base his last time up. Games have a lot of fly ball outs to the infield here tonight. Withers looking to try and get his first hit in game 2. On the mound, Hernandez, the lefty, misses outside for ball 1. Today's game also brought to you by our friends at Colorcraft. They're a paint store, not a paint department. Hernandez, 1-0 delivery. Hits the outside corner for a called strike. Hernandez up to 78 pitches. He's thrown quite a few. He hasn't gotten through the 5th inning yet, up over 75. But he's been able to make his pitches worthwhile. He's been able to get the Docs out and minimize the damage. And the offense has powered him to a big lead in game 2 of the doubleheader. Hernandez looking to finish off Withers. The 1-2 pitch, pulled left side. That ball well struck. Out of the reach of Peyton Tyner, off the glove, rolls to the fence. Coming around to score will be Carson Dunn, and this game will continue here tonight. Doc Stewarts get the prerequisite run needed here in the top of the 5th inning to at least force the bottom of the 5th. Of course, the challengers could end this one in the bottom of the 5th if they're able to stretch the lead back out to 10+. But the Doc Stewarts have narrowed it down to 9. Out at second base is Daniel Withers after he drives in Carson Dunn. So Dunn comes around for after his leadoff double, trades places with Daniel Withers, who has the RBI double. And at the plate, Evan Martin, who is 2 for 2 in the game, will not be batting in this spot because of the change with the DH coming out with Riddle coming in for the pitcher. 2-0 count for Jalen Riddle. That's unfortunate they had to make that change. Evan Martin had been hitting well to start the game. 2 hits with 2 doubles and a run scored. 2-0 pitch here to Jalen Riddle, who will get his first at-bat of the night. He hits one out towards right center that's going to drop in. That'll fall for a single. Coming around to score, Withers to throw to the plate, not in time. And Riddle will hold that first with his RBI single, driving in his roommate, Daniel Withers. So that 5 spot in the lineup card has produced 3 base hits and 3 RBI. Doc Stewart's will trail by 8, 13-5. And you've gotten to this point, might as well see what you can do. No need to surrender now. Most people in the stands might have been thinking about an early trip home. Not to name names, but yours truly probably had that thought cross his mind with a drive back home to Roseburg tonight. But Doc Stewart's, they're not done yet at the plate, looking to keep this one going. They've scored 2 here in the 5th inning. And Logan Anderson will be up to bat after a visit out to the mound for pitching coach John Goldagger. Doc's Baseball brought to you by Evergreen Family Medicine. Now open in Sutherland with their new facility there. Check it out just below the golf course with state-of-the-art family medicine, urgent care, and lab services. Video streaming of Doc's Baseball on the Score tonight is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. They're going to break up the meeting on the mound. They're going to be still working with
number 14, Logan Anderson.
Still working with Colin Hernandez out there on the mound. It'll bring up Logan Anderson, who drew a walk his first time up. He'll take for ball 1. Lead off his at-bat. 3rd trip to the dish for Anderson, who is now the pitcher in the game for the Doc Stewarts. He'll hit a line drive up the middle. 1 hop into center field. Up to second base will go Riddle. That one doesn't get very deep. Adam Elliott will get there quickly. And there's another base hit for the Doc Stewarts. Runners at first and second. 4 hits here in the 5th inning for the Docs. Runners at first and second with 1 away. And up to bat is going to be Waylon McKnight. Waylon McKnight 0 for 2 in this ball game. Swings through on the first pitch. Waiting on deck, Sebastian Watson, who has a single and a double in this one. Doc's trying to see if they can make the Challengers sweat here in Game 2 after they were up big in this one. A 1-1 count. Doc's still trailing significantly, 8-run deficit, but they've at least forced the bottom of the 5th inning. A 1-1 pitch here from Hernandez. If McKnight can connect on something and send a base hit or an extra base hit out to the alleys, they might have an opportunity to really start to make this game a little bit more interesting. A 2-1 delivery coming up here for Hernandez, the lefty facing Waylon McKnight. McKnight gets one in the air out towards left field. Charging in, Tyner will make the catch. There's 2 down. New left fielder out there. Nope. That's still Tyner out there in left field.
Number 2, Sebastian Watson.
Kyle Miller. Why did I have number 7 written down as Tyner? Huh, I wrote down 7 is actual number 6. I don't know why I did that at one point at the start of the game. Probably because he's in left field. Maybe that'd be why. Tyner is out of the game as Kyle Miller takes over in left field. Confusion on yours truly's part. 1-0 count to Sebastian Watson, who's 2 for 2 in the game. Fouls off a pitch. Out at second base, Jalen Riddle with decent speed. Logan Anderson at first with some speed. At the plate, Sebastian Watson. The pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. On the mound, Colin Hernandez. Trying to get the Challengers through this 5th inning. He will miss just a bit high on his 1-2 pitch. Watson with a single in the 2nd, a double in the 4th. If he could put an extra base hit out there somewhere, could really help the Doc Stewarts build some momentum to the late stages of this game, too. 2-2. That ball goes right field out towards Michael out there. Tyler Michael is taking over defensively in right field. Makes the catch for the Challengers. Doc Stewarts will leave 2 runners on base, but they will get a couple of runs, and they will continue the ball game to the bottom of the 5th. 2 runs come in for the Doc Stewarts on 4 hits. There were no errors, and 2 men left on. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 13-5. Doc Stewart's back in this one just a bit on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Sun setting back behind us here at Sweet Johnson Stadium in Eugene. Some pink clouds off in the distance to the east. Logan Anderson out there trying to keep this game going for the Doc Stewarts. He fired a scoreless inning in the 4th. He'll miss low for ball 1 to start things off here in the 5th inning. He'll miss low and outside, a 2-0 count to Nate Cook, who is the catcher. He is 0 for 1 in this game with a pair of walks and a strikeout. 2-0 count here for Anderson. Misses inside. The count will go to 3-0. Doc Stewarts need to keep the Challengers off the board. The Challengers need 2 runs to finish this one early. A 3-0 pitch misses for ball 4, and Logan Anderson will issue his first walk in the ballgame. That is now walk number 13 for the Doc Stewarts pitchers. And that has been the bugaboo tonight for the Doc Stewarts. 3rd walk in the game for Nate Cook there. Brings the game-ending run to the plate as the first pitch, strike 1 on the outside corner. Tonight's game sponsored by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. 0-1 pitch. Ground ball left side, takes a high hop off the lip, throw to second base from Avery. They will get not Easton McDonald, but that was Tyler Michael, the right fielder. And Michael gets on with a fielder's choice, and they get Nate Cook at second base for the first out here in the 5th inning. 1 away, they get the lead runner. That ball took a nice high hop off the lip for Brooks Avery. Ball belted left side on the run. Diving attempt by Watson won't get there. He's going to have to chase it to the wall. They're going to round Michael to 3rd. He's going to come around to score, and into second base will go Adam Elliott. So Elliott will have his 3rd hit here in this game. An extra base hit to drive in a run there. And with 1 out, the game-ending run is now at second base as it's 14-5. The Challengers would need just 1 more as a ball outside for a 1-0 count to Brock Johnson, who is 3 for 3 in this game with a walk and 3 singles. The pitch bounces in the dirt, a 2-0 count for Logan Anderson against Johnson. Out at second base, Adam Elliott looking to try and end this one early. Pitch just missing outside, despite the best efforts from McKnight to frame that one on the corner. Anderson trying to keep this game going for the Doc Stewarts. His 3-0 pitch is in for a strike. If the Doc Stewarts get a chance to bat in the 6th inning, they'll have the 9-1 two-hitters due up. A 3-1 pitch here by Anderson. Flares out to right field. One hop in front of Braxton Dill, who will fire it in. And the runner going for second base. They've got Brock Johnson in a rundown. They're going to run him back to first, and back to third base will go Adam Elliott. Brock Johnson's going to try and take second. And Brock Johnson just wants to try and find a way to bring in the game-ending run. And now call time. Doc Stewart's will. There'll be runners on the corners as Brock Johnson out there playing a little cat and mouse with the Doc Stewarts.
Now batting number 7, Kyle Miller.
Johnson with his 4th single in this one. Up to third base goes Adam Elliott. Peyton Tyner came out of the game, so it'll be Kyle Miller batting in this 3 spot. Miller will get his first at-bat of the evening. Comes in for Tyner, who was 0 for 4 in the ball game. Reached on an error and scored. Had an RBI on a ground out. First pitch, Miller fouls it away. Doc Stewart's a ground ball possibly away from getting through this 5th inning, trying to turn 2. But 1 run on the board for the Challengers has stretched it back to a 9-run ball game. Logan Anderson, the 0-1 pitch, fouled off again by Miller. (0-2) count with 1 out and runners at first and third. Surprised we haven't seen Brock Johnson take off from first base with how aggressive he was after that single to right field, trying to see if he could get the Doc Stewarts to throw the ball away or give Adam Elliott a chance to try and score from third. 0-2 pitch is in the dirt. Taking off for second base will go Johnson. He's in standing up. So runners at second and third now. A 1-2 count at the plate for Kyle Miller. Miller grounds one right side, gets under the glove for Daniel Withers, and that will finish off tonight's ball game. 15-5 is going to be the final score in this one as the Challengers take advantage of plenty of free opportunities provided to them by the Doc Stewarts pitchers, as there were 13 walks in this one, and the Challengers very much capitalizing on that for the big victory. Final score 15-5 in 5 innings for the Challengers. So the Doc Stewarts will have their 5-game winning streak come to an end. The Challengers get back in the win column, and they will clinch the Area 4 League Championship with that victory. Challengers go to 12-2 on the season in league play. Doc Stewarts go to 8-6. Docs are now 17-14-1. The Challengers 45-5 on the year. We'll come back with the Neal Company Real Estate postgame show on 541radio.com and on the Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. How much do we got?
Remember the good old days when you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller, when businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Game 2 in the books for the Doc Stewarts as they fall in this one 15-5. Doc Stewart's unable to pull off their big comeback they were hoping for and couldn't keep the Challengers off the board in the bottom of the 5th as they fall by a score 15-5. Looking at the numbers, 5 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors, 6 men left on base for the Docs, 15 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors, and 9 men left on base for the Challengers. Doc Stewart's will drop the first game in 6 tries. They had a 5-game winning streak going into that after pulling off the big 2-1 win in Game 1 of our doubleheader. Doc Stewart still have a chance at home tomorrow to take the series against the Challengers if they could win a pair at Champion Car Wash Field to finish out the regular season. Welcome to the Neal Company Real Estate Postgame Show. Check out available properties as well as available rentals by heading to nealco.com. Colin Hernandez will get the win. He improves to 7-1 on the season. Cole Collins will take the loss. He goes to 1-4 on the year. Doc Stewart's fell behind early as their pitchers struggled to find the strike zone. It was 3 runs in the first for the Challengers. They had 6 more in the second. Put 4 runs on the board in the third, and then tack on 2 more in the bottom of the 5th to stretch it back to a 10-run lead. Doc Stewart's got 1 run in the second, made it 3-1 at the time, felt like they were back in the ball game, but then that 6th spot for the Challengers in the second really took that away. Doc's got 2 back in the third and 2 in the 5th, but it just wasn't enough tonight, as too many free passes for the Challengers, and they take full advantage of that. Doc Stewart's will be 17-14-1 on the season. Challengers 45-5. We'll take another break here during the Neal Company Real Estate Postgame Show. When we come back, we'll take a look at numbers from this one and wrap it up for you tonight here from Eugene. Doc Stewart's fall to the Challengers in Game 2 as they split on the road today. Before we take the break, we will go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball here on The Score. All right, we'll take that break. We come back. We'll finish off tonight's broadcast here from Sweet Johnson Stadium in Eugene on the campus of North Eugene High School. I'm Joey Keyran on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
good old days. When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller. When businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Wrapping things up with your Neal Company Real Estate post-game show here from Sweet Johnson Stadium in Eugene. Joey Keyran here with you. The excitement of Game 1, a 2-1 victory for the Docs. The disappointment of Game 2, a 15-5 loss for the Doc Stewarts. Doc Stewarts will fall into third place in the league standings. The Challengers have won the Area 4 league title. Medford moves into sole possession of second place. And we'll see how things finish out. I think the Medford Mustangs and Grants Pass play tomorrow, a doubleheader. I'll have to double-check on that. And so that would be their final games of the league play, and the Doc Stewarts will play at home against the Challengers tomorrow. So if Medford happens to lose 2 and the Doc Stewarts are able to win 2, maybe the Docs move into the 1 overall seed, but we would definitely need to win 2 tomorrow for the Doc Stewarts to make that happen. So we'll see. There's still a glimmer of hope the Doc Stewarts can get in the first round of the AAA Legion State tournament, but most likely right now the odds would be that they're headed to the number 2 seed and will be playing in a play-in round game on Friday here in Eugene against a team to be determined. We'll look more at that coming up tonight and then have all the details tomorrow as we wrap up the regular season. Finishing things out here real quick, some of the numbers. Colin Hernandez gets the win, 5 innings, gave up 5 runs on 10 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Cole Collins takes a loss, 9 runs on 6 hits, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts. For the Doc Stewarts offensively, with multiple hits in the game, Evan Martin 2 for 2, Sebastian Watson 2 for 3 in the game. And driving in multiple runs, Evan Martin had 2 RBI in this one, and Sebastian Watson had an RBI in there as well. Daniel Withers with an RBI double. Docs had a number of doubles in this one. but just not enough offensive firepower for them here this evening in Game 2, and more importantly, not enough to keep the Challengers off the board in the nightcap of today's doubleheader. For the Challengers, Adam Elliott with 3 hits in the leadoff spot, Brock Johnson with 4, also Eli Christ with a pair of hits in this one for the Challengers in Game 2. So the Doc Stewarts, they'll try to kind of focus more on Game 1 and race Game 2 from their memory and see if they can head home and put together a final showing at Champion Car Wash Field. Final games at home this season for the Docs, so if you're tuned in, come on out and join us there at Champion Car Wash Field. It'd be great to see an electric atmosphere on a Monday night as the Doc Stewarts wrap up Area 4 league play. And the Doc Stewarts looking to try and maybe take 2 against the Challengers and see if maybe there's a way that the Grants Pass Nuggets can get 2 against the Medford Mustangs. We'll see if that is a possibility in it here tonight. We've got fans down there. Let's do this here. Fans down there watching the broadcast on their phones, and one young fan standing on the thing to try and get into the video camera down there this evening. Let's make his day here. Let's do this. Hello, young man. Welcome into the broadcast tonight. We'll wrap it up there, folks. Doc Stewarts, they get a win here at Sweet Johnson Stadium, and the Doc Stewarts will be, they get 1 win, lose the second one, but they'll look to try and get 2 more tonight to finish out league play. We want to say thanks to the Eugene Challengers, the Emerald Challengers out of Eugene Springfield for hosting us here tonight and making us feel at home here at Sweet Johnson Stadium. We'll look to return the favor coming up tomorrow night. We want to say thanks to head coach Eric Savage and the entire Roseburg American Legion baseball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Doc Stewart's baseball here on The Score. Want to say thanks to Grady Hamilton and Braden Studebaker back in the studio for the radio production here tonight. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast. Because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keyran. We'll talk to you all coming up tomorrow night when the Doc Stewarts do it again against the Challengers at home at Champion Car Wash Field. Game 1 of the doubleheader starts at 5. That means pregame at 4:45. You can catch the action streaming online at 541radio.com, and you can follow it with us right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. All righty.